Okay. Uh, uh, a group delay. For a group delay, consider a fiber cable carrying an optical signal equally with the various modes, and each mode contains all the spectral components in the wavelength band. So whenever a light is generated by LED or a laser, it consists of group of wavelengths. That is a wavelength band. Within the wavelength band, the light will be emitted. So it consists of different frequency component. It is not a single frequency component or a wavelength component. All the spectral components travel independently and they observe different time delay and group delay. So the moment just annotate it. Wait, yeah, observe here. Just be there. Yeah. So this is what the light beam which is generated by your LED or a laser. So it is a function of wavelength. So it the on the x-axis you consider it as an amplitude or an intensity. So this is one spectral component, this is another spectral component, this is another spectral component. The group of spectral components is togetherly form a light beam. That means at different wavelengths you have different spectral components. So wavelength is not constant, it is varying. At different wavelengths you have different intensity of the light beam. So individual intensity of light beam for a particular wavelength is called as your spectral component, that you should remember. That means all these the spectral component should has to reach the receiver at the same velocity. Then only you can transmit from transmitter to the receiver. Otherwise, because due to the delay, if this spectral component goes at a faster rate compared to this, there will be an overlap between this pulse, this particular spectral component and this. Then the pulse will going to spread if that is the case. So for that, you had to study this group delay. All the spectral components travel independently. They travel independently and they get a different time delay. So if they encounter some inhomogeneities within the fiber, they will get different time delay. If there is a same delay, then pulse will not going to spread. If they encounter different time delay when the light pulse is propagating along the length of the fiber, or this is also called as a group delay. So this group delay will result in the pulse to spread. That pulse spreading will make the pulse to overlap with the adjacent pulses, and then leads to the wrong decoding at the receiver. So that is group delay. So all the individual components will not go at the same time. They get a different time delay, which is called as group delay. Okay. So the group delay, there is another concept called as group velocity. All the spectral components has to go at the same speed. So why they get a delay? Because they are not going at the same velocity, they are going at different velocity. Why they are going at different velocity? If they encounter any dispersion effects, which we will discuss: material dispersion, waveguide dispersion, and polarization mode dispersion. So if there is inhomogeneities, or if there is any dependency of your refractive index on wavelength, so many parameters, while manufacturing those parameters, if there are certain parameters which leads to distortion, if there is there within the fiber, then the different spectral components will encounter different time delays, which results in your group velocity, which result in group delay. Okay. So group delay and group velocity are inverse to each other. We know velocity is equal to distance by time. Okay. So that is a basic concept. So on the left side, I have written a group delay. So on the right side, I have written a group delay. So group delay is, we have taken it as a tau g. G is group delay, tau is time. Okay. L is we have taken with respect to some L, tau g with respect to some kilometer or 1 meter, 2 meters. That is this. So instead of V is equal to 1 by Vg. So then Vg will be L by tau g. L is the distance to which your light pulse has to travel. Tau g is the delay encountered by the spectral components, group delay. Okay. So it is not a single delay, it is not a phase delay, it's a group delay. It is encountered by all the spectral components. So it is called as a group delay. So tau g, if it is L is only 1 meter, then tau g is equal to 1 by Vg. So they are inversely proportional to each other. So it depends on the L. So how much delay with respect to kilometer is nothing but your 1 by Vg, basic definition of your velocity. So, and also Vg can be written with respect to your optical signal as group velocity as partial derivative of your angular velocity, angular frequency divided by the partial derivative of your propagation parameter. This beta is propagation parameter. So k is propagation constant. K is equal to 2 pi by lambda. That is propagation constant. Propagation parameter is k into n. that we'll discuss. So just remember this. This is the basic definition. So Vg is equal to 1 by Vg is equal to tau g by L. Vg is the partial derivative of that, keeping other things are constant. We'll see that. Remember these two equations. These thus different frequency components in a signal will travel at different group velocity, and say though so once they travel at different group velocity, different frequency components, they arrive at the destination at different times. Okay, so one go at a faster speed, one go at a lesser speed, then they arrive at the destination at different times. When they arrive at different times, there are chances that some of the spectral component from one pulse will overlap with other pulse, then there is an overlapping. Okay, for that we have to take a pulse and derive it. This is a basic definition. So I've taken a pulse with respect to wavelength and amplitude. So I will instead of tau, we have taken it as delta tau. Delta tau is the difference in propagation time of the two side bands. So when you are traveling a light beam pulse with respect to wavelength, so tau will going to change, because tau is the delay, group delay. Group delay is the delay taken between the spectral components to reach to your receiver. So this will get different tau. This is a different tau, different tau. So the different tau will be obtained by your derivative. So I cannot, it's a continuously changing group delay. So it is nothing but derivative of the tau. So tau at different, this one with respect to what? With respect to lambda, because lambda is the changing. With respect to your lambda, your tau will change. That is your group delay will change. So d tau is equal to d lambda. So delta tau is what is the change? What is the change from of the spectral component between the two side bands from this, from year to year? What is the difference in time? That is your group delay. So multiplied by x into delta tau. So delta tau is the difference between the delta lambda. Delta lambda is the change in the wavelength. Okay, you want to measure from here to here, what is the group delay? There is a change in wavelength from here to here. So you may get 0.4 micrometer here, 0.7 micrometer here. If you want to measure here, you may get 0.9 micrometer. 0.9 micrometer minus 0.7 micrometer, it is 0.2 micrometer. This is your 0.2 micrometer change in wavelength multiplied by the derivative of tau to the lambda. So because tau is getting varied when it is transmitting along the length of the fiber with respect to wavelength, that is the derivative, and this just gives at that particular point if you derive. So what is the change with respect to wavelength? So it is getting changed. So that is your delta tau. So x is a parameter here, it is considered. If you take delta tau as the adjacent bands, then x will come into picture. Otherwise, if you take delta tau as the difference between the lower and the upper side band, this is lower, this is upper. If there is a change, if you consider the change between from this to this, 1.7 micrometer to 0.7 micrometer, 1 micrometer, if you multiply, there is no need of x. That is nothing but derivative with respect to lambda into delta tau. When x will come into picture is if we are considering that delta tau from the adjacent components, then all the adjacent components, if one, this is delta tau, another delta tau, another delta tau, if we consider like that and find the spectral components, then x will come into picture. X is how much changes you have taken from here to here. Otherwise, if you want to remove this x, take the delta tau from this to this, change in wavelengths, then x will not come into picture. So only this much is your delay. Okay, so you have to derive the group delay with respect to the wavelength, because it is changing with respect to the wavelength. Okay, somewhat difficult to analyze, you go through it. Where delta tau is wavelength difference between upper band and the lower band. If delta tau is the difference between this higher band and the lower band, that is your delta tau. D tau by d lambda is the dispersion coefficient. So because this is the one which gives you the dispersion if they are going at different speeds, that is called as dispersion coefficient. So because of this delta tau 1 delta lambda, because group delay is getting varied with respect to different spectral component, you're going to spread. So that is leads to dispersion. Dispersion leads to pulse spreading. So dispersion D is given by d tau, whatever you find, d tau by d lambda, change in the group delay with respect to the wavelength. If you want to know per kilometer or if you want to know per meter, then it is 1 divided by L. So dispersion with respect to per kilometer or per that's 1 by L. So your main intention is, so the effect of that group delay with you want to know with respect to the dispersion. So that is the meaning. So you want to know how much signal has spread from this particular this one. So you get some dispersion with respect to some kilometer. That is dispersion. That is what you have to derive. So you stop at this, then we'll derive separately. Take the basic expression. So you know this. There is a link between group delay and the group velocity. You know this. Then we will derive from that. Okay. Tau g by L is the group delay by L is equal to a derivative of d beta into dw. So see the basic expression from there I have taken. From here I have taken tau g by L is equal to 1 by Vg, where Vg is equal to partial derivative of W2 do beta. So it is nothing but d beta into dw. Okay, that is what I have taken here. I've taken from there. So W, you know, angular frequency, which is nothing but 2 pi f. So where f is equal to c by lambda. Lambda is equal to c by f. So f is equal to c by lambda. Just replace that here. Then W can be replaced as 2 pi c by lambda, because f is c by lambda. So there is another expression which you can use apart from W is 2 pi by lambda. 2 pi by lambda is k, is propagation constant. You can do that. W is equal to kc. Instead of writing 2 pi lambda by c, 2 pi f c by lambda, 2 pi c by lambda, then you 2 pi by lambda, you can take it as k, kc. Okay, then replace that W here. dw is there, now dkc it becomes. Now if you replace W, your angular frequency is equal to kc, then it becomes tau g by L is equal to d beta divided by dkc. C is the speed of the light in the vacuum, which is a constant, 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. That is your constant, right? So that is 1 by c. It comes out. K is not constant. K is 2 pi by lambda, right? K is propagation constant. Lambda is varying. Lambda is varying. So observe, lambda is varying. So it is with respect to K. So, but K is K, you can replace again. K replace with 2 pi by lambda and derive that. Derive that using your product formula. Then you get 1 minus 2 pi by lambda square into d. You derive this basic 1 by x, just you derive just like 1 by x. You derive it, you get minus 2 pi by lambda square into d lambda. Okay, instead of dk, you get d lambda, because lambda is varying, so we'll take that. So d beta by d lambda, I have placed here. Lambda square will go to the numerator and minus will also come. Then 2 pi c will be at the denominator, minus lambda square 2 pi c. This is these are the things. So this is where tau g by L. Tau g by L, we know that tau g by L is equal to 1 by Vg. So 1 by Vg or tau g by L. So your group delay with respect to kilometers or meters is equal to 1 by Vg. So 1 by Vg is equal to this much is the change. This much group delay will be varying. That means it is varying with respect to lambda and also with respect to your beta. Okay, same thing I have taken it. And for L is equal to 1 meter, instead of L, if you want to know it for 1 meter, then L is equal to 1. It is directly tau g is equal to 1 by Vg, which you replace, you get this minus lambda square into same whatever I've written there. Now use this expression. Now you know the group delay. What is the delay between the spectral components, you know. Now insert this in the earlier expression we have studied. We have studied dispersion is nothing but d tau by d lambda into 1 by L. This is the effect of your group delay. So you want to know the dispersion, place them in that expression. So we know that d is equal to 1 by L d tau. So tau is nothing but tau g. In this case, it is a group delay. Tau g. Replace this tau g, whatever you have got here, with respect to that. So you get d same 1 by L d lambda, you have to do tau g. This is tau instead of tau g. So replace it, minus lambda square 2 pi c into d beta by d lambda. You will get. Okay. So for L is equal to 1 meter. So L is equal to 1 meter. So d is equal to d by d lambda. If L is equal to 1 meter, then it is minus lambda square by 2 pi c multiplied by 2 beta by d lambda. You can derive, you can derive this and get an expression for this. Okay, this much will be the dispersion effect from your group delay. Okay, this group delay will come into picture in all dispersion, in material dispersion, waveguide dispersion, and polarization mode. It's the basic dispersion effect on the group delay. But instead of just taking your delta lambda, if you take the RMS value, then the same expression you can write it just like this, derivative of tau g into 2 lambda instead of RMS value of your pulse with respect to lambda. This is same, whatever you have got tau g, same you can replace, but this is RMS value of your pulse, that much. So this you remember, up to this you can remember. This may be asked in your exam for 6 marks derivation or to 8 marks. Okay, so from this group delay will come into picture in all the dispersion. So you remember it, you have to remember it. So I've written step by step in your textbook. It is not there in text step by step. Just follow this. I'll send this document through your email. Just follow this. Okay, next from that group delay, so a lot of dispersion effects will be there. So first dispersion is your material dispersion. Okay, material dispersion means the refractive index of the material varies as a function of your wavelength. So here while manufacturing, if there are any defects, and while sending the pulse, so the pulse is, as we have seen, so the light pulse is the combination of different wavelengths. Okay, so at different wavelengths you have different intensities. That is what we have seen earlier. So if your refractive index, the refractive index of your fiber varies as a function of wavelength, so always n is constant, n is refractive index. If the refractive index for core is 1.5, near about it is 1.5 for a silica dioxide. So if it varies with respect to lambda, because due to manufacturing imperfections, so if n varies as a function of wavelength, then the light pulse emitted by your emitter, maybe LED or your yeah, there is a chat, wait. Okay, if yeah, it's a LED or emitter, so there is a light pulse which you have generated, so which we have seen in the last this thing. See here, yeah, this is the light pulse. It is wavelength, this is amplitude. So your light pulse is getting varied with respect to wavelength, right? So when this pulse has been transmitted to the OFC, and OFC behaves differently for different wavelengths, then the velocities at which the spectral components goes will varies, because n is a function of wavelength. If that is, while manufacturing, if that is the case, if there are imperfections, and if n is dependent on lambda, then if the light pulse has been transmitted to that particular OFC cable, different spectral components at different wavelengths get different velocities. They will not go at the same velocity. They will transmit from transmitter to receiver at different velocity. When they transmit at different velocities, this may go at a faster rate compared to this, and this may go at a faster rate compared to this, or slower. So the pulse will not go at a same speed. They go at a different speed. When they go at a different speed, there are chances that the pulse, the spectral component present in this pulse may overlap with the adjacent pulse. If the adjacent pulse is there, then while decoding, that will be a problem. So that is the material dispersion. Material dispersion is same as your delay, group delay, but if the material which you have used for optical fiber communication varies your refractive index as a function of lambda due to manufactural imperfections, then material dispersion will come into picture. So that is what we have written here, Vg lambda 1, Vg lambda 2. If the light pulse gets this variation, different velocities at different wavelengths, then at the output you will get a spreaded signal, just like this. See, instead of you send this particular light pulse with narrow beam, so if the pulse will spread, it will spread like this, because due to different velocity, this will come at different speed, this will come at different speed. Once the signal will spread, there will be adjacent pulse also will be there. So this will go get into the adjacent pulse, and there is an overlap. Once there is an overlap, so there is a wrong decoding. There is the chances of wrong decoding while demodulation and detection. Okay, that is this thing. So this is what I have explained. Different spectral components at different wavelengths. At the center wavelength, you get higher intensity for a light beam, either for LED or laser, both it is same. Now we'll see the effect of material dispersion. So in earlier cases, we have not taken n. Now we have to take material dispersion with respect to n. Similar derivation as earlier, but we have to take n lambda and derive. That is this only thing, difference. Okay. So same, whatever I explained, it is here. So take directly the expression. So instead of tau g, we have written it as tau mat here. Tau mat is the delay with respect to material dispersion. Tau g is group delay. Same, both are same. Tau g by lambda we were written earlier is equal to d beta by dw. Similarly, it is tau mat here instead of g. So from denominator, I have send this to the right hand side, from left hand side to the right hand side. We know that W is equal to Kc. So similar thing we have used in the first derivation also. Also K is equal to 2 by lambda. Just replace it, same as earlier derivation. T mat is equal to LC. If you replace d beta by dw, instead of w we have written it as 2 pi by lambda. C is a constant, I have taken out. So now if you derive this, you get minus 2 pi by lambda square into d lambda. So minus 2 pi by lambda square is a constant value, take out. So when you take out, you get minus lambda square into 2 pi c. Multiply with this L and C, you get d beta by d lambda. This is what we have derived in group delay. So up to this, there is no change. So this is your group delay itself, same expression. So, but now you have to take beta, because beta is the function of your refractive index, n. So here there is nothing related to n, because now to know the material dispersion, you should write in terms of n expression. So while writing beta, you should know. So beta is nothing but the propagation parameter, which is nothing but beta is equal to kn, which is 2 pi by lambda into n. N is your refractive index of the material. If you are going through core, it is n1. If you are going through cladding, it is n2. But it is not single n. For material dispersion, n is the function of lambda. You have to consider and derive. Replace this with this and then derive. So instead of writing we have stopped at this in earlier case. Now we have to go through again d lambda. Just replace your beta. Beta is 2 pi by lambda into n, k into n. So 2 pi by lambda, which is a function of your lambda, n is which is the function of your lambda. Refractive index is changing with respect to lambda in material dispersion. So you take this and derive. That is your material dispersion, the only change. Yes. So similar expression, same. If you derive this using your product rule, which you have studied in your first PUC and second PUC, just take this as one expression, take this as another expression, use the product rule and derive. Take this as constant 1, then derive this. While derive, it is dn of lambda into d lambda, because n is varying, which we don't know. We have kept it like that only. Plus this, keep this as constant and derive this. You get this. Okay. Just rearrange whatever you have got. Take that 2 pi, which is common here and here, take out of that and cancel it. Okay. Just rearrange the things. You get this. You get this. And there is a minus here also, minus here also. So just reorder the things. So this is derivation is just reorder the things. You end up with something like this, minus L by C into lambda d n of lambda into d lambda minus n. Just replace and reorder it, you get this. So because you just observe it, d is a n is a function of lambda, and you have to derive that to get for different wavelengths. So I stopped it. But if you know the refractive index, which is changing with respect to wavelength, once you know the properties of your fiber, if you know that, then you can replace it and get the value of the dispersion effect. Okay. That is your tau mat, material dispersion. So same expression what we have studied in earlier case, only is at this point it will change. You stopped earlier here, and now you replace beta by 2 pi n by lambda and just derive. One extra derivation will come here and replace that. You get this. Okay. Normally they'll ask this derivation, either group delay or material dispersion, for 6 to 8 marks. If it is asked for 8 marks, you have to write the graphs and all these things. Graph is there. Okay. So if you have taken the RMS value, so same, then it is nothing but earlier case. If you have taken the RMS value, if you have not taken, you leave that. If you have taken RMS value, whatever the T mat you got, you derive it by d lambda and rho. Just stop this. Okay. Wait a minute.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹರ್ಷಿತಂಗೆ TCS ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನೇನ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮನೆ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟ್ ಕಳ್ಸಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Yeah, okay, I got disconnected. Yeah, I'll stop with 1 or 2 minutes. Wait. Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay. Yeah. So that is your material dispersion. Then yeah, so you have to see the graph. So if you observe the graph, so if a pure silica gives you a less dispersion effect, if it is an impure, which is the manufacturing of SiO2 and your GeO2, so the dispersion effect is more. So that graph is there. And if you observe the refractive index with respect to the wavelength, and for lower wavelengths, higher refractive index will be there. For higher wavelengths, the effect of your refractive index will be less. Okay, so those two graphs you can write down. And yeah, so whatever we have studied is today is group delay. So in case of group delay, we have studied your derivation, and in case of material dispersion, we have we have further moved forward to find out the material dispersion. Similar kind of expression, but extra 2 steps are extra. So to write these two graphs, okay, wavelength with respect to your index of refraction, and wavelength with respect to dispersion effect. For pure silica, effect is less. For an impure silica which is manufactured from other materials, effect is somewhat higher. Okay, so I will stop at this point. I will just be there for 1 or 2 minutes. I will take your attendance, and then I will end my meeting. Okay, I'll stop my share. Just be there for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, I've recorded your attendance. Thanks for attending the class. I'll share my notes tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks for attending the class.